Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Boys. This is episode 212. 212. I'm Mike,
I'm Colin.
and today we're going to talk about just stuff and things. Things that happened this week. Some new music stuff that came out this week, at least I have written down, and a concert I went to and stuff like that. But before we get into that type of stuff, Mr. Colin, how's it going? How was your week?
Well, it's going. It's going. Mostly just the same old as it's been for many weeks. But
Mm-hmm.
um, work has been very, very busy this week for some reason.
Week
I
after
mean,
spring break, I guess.
yeah. I mean, last week, was super slow. Got to go home early almost every day. It was chill. It was in a good week, and then this grade schools are on spring break, which might have something to do with it. But it just was nonstop most of the week from what I worked. Yesterday wasn't too bad, but Monday, which was St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
I wanted to kill
Oh,
everybody that came through.
nice.
Because
Shamrock
it
shakes.
was Shamrock Shakes.
Yeah.
Shamrock Shake after Shamrock Shake after Shamrock Shake
Oh,
after
damn.
Shamrock Shake after Shamrock Shake after Shamrock Shake. It was just
That's
shake,
impressive.
shake, shake, shake.
Yeah.
Um, just wouldn't stop. Um, and made me want to die.
Yeah.
It was just like, and other than the Shamrock Shakes, it was just super busy. Um, and we didn't have too much staff. It was just, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then also on top of being busy and all the shakes and all the special drinks and stuff, one of our coworkers went on break in the middle of all of it, and he was going to bring food or something to somebody, his family, his friends, something, and he decided on his break to order 5 caramel macchiatos.
Oh, are those difficult to
And
make?
they're not difficult. You just have to babysit the machine because you have to mix it
Uh,
before the espresso starts, because
uh-huh.
it creates that nice little layer of coffee on top of the milk and stuff. Um, and you have to babysit those drinks. So he went on break, and then he waited probably like 15 minutes out of the 30 for those drinks because we were slammed.
Goddamn.
Um, and and then also in the middle of the macchiatos being made, the milk underneath the machine ran out, so I had to switch those, and I was already overstimulated and angry at the situation of the day, and I was just trying to get it through and done, and I fucking tried to open the milk, and I broke my nail on the
Ooh.
fucking milk, and I got very angry at
What
that.
is it like a gallon of milk? Or like
It's a bag of milk with
oh, it's
like
a bag.
a plastic. Yeah, it's a
Canadian.
plastic bag of. It's a plastic bag of milk with like a plastic spout on it that you have to like open up.
Oh, okay. I see how that
Um,
could happen. Yeah.
yeah, and the last this is our new machine, and the one before this, the milk just had like those little, like on cartons of orange juice that you open up, and it's like that like pull tab
Yeah.
kind of thing. It used to be that, but now it's like this thing you have to like. It's a big cap. You have to pull it off, and it's like hard to get off. And I just fucking broke my nail on it, and I got very angry at the whole situation and my coworker for that.
Yeah.
Um, but it was just it's bad. It was bad. I hope that I never work at St. Patrick's Day again because it was awful. But
Yeah.
um,
Sorry to hear that. Congrats on surviving.
yeah, thank you. But but yeah, it's been very, very busy otherwise. I'm getting verified to be a trainer on Tuesday next week, so
Hmm.
I can move closer to becoming manager,
Yeah.
possibly maybe. Um, but this week we're also like it's the week that they won't have like a survey for employees to fill out to like say how you're feeling about working here, like what things could we be doing better, like what is being done, what isn't being done, and what could we do. Um, and it was some of the questions were like, "Do you have fun working here? Would you recommend this place to other people?" Like and just shit like that. And I'm like, no, no, no. One of the questions was like, do you, one of the questions was like, uh, do you think that the benefits that uh, you get are worth it? I'm like, what benefits? Um,
Dude, I'm not sure we're allowed to reveal it. I don't know. Are you? Do you even get like discounts and stuff? I don't think you've
I
mentioned to me.
mean, we get food discounts. We get like a free meal when we work and a 30% discount when we're not working. We come in for food.
Gotcha. Don't you get like a
Which
merch discount or something too? I feel like I remember you saying that.
I mean, there was like a coupon we got for the holiday party.
That's what I
That
was
we could
thinking
use.
of. Yeah,
Um, but I mean, there is stuff you could buy, and there might be coupons and such. But like,
yeah.
in terms of like real benefits that could actually benefit us,
Uh huh.
um, not really.
The
Uh,
beneficial type of benefits.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
And so and then there were like write-in sections like, yeah, what are things we could be doing better? I gave him an earful. I'll tell
Wow.
you what. Um,
He's an honest man.
yeah, yeah. It was just because we have certain coworkers that make people uncomfortable and have
Oh,
been, and and management and other people have been told about these people and what they've done and um, how they make people uncomfortable, and nothing gets done about it. So
sick.
I named coworkers and I named a certain upper management person, and I don't have any real confidence that anything will be done about it, but it's possible,
Mm,
maybe. So we'll see.
we'll
But I
see.
just it was, I think I did that on Wednesday, and we were fairly busy, but I was just like I was typing away while packing orders, and I was like, it's supposed to take you like 5-10 minutes to do the survey. I probably took like 30 typing out
Yeah.
the stuff while working, but it was just like it was I said stuff that I wanted to say, and I feel like that was important to do.
Yeah.
So
Well,
but
I was just gonna say, hopefully, uh, something comes of that. Hopefully, that was worth
yeah,
it. Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than work, I've been watching Invincible, trying to catch up. I'm in season 2.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 6 now,
Mm,
and it's very good. I really like that show. The voice
yeah.
acting is fantastic, and the animation isn't as bad as people make it out to be a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
it's
I never really
but
noticed that. Like, that's a complaint I hear a lot from people who review it. Like, oh, the animation was so bad up until this episode or stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't watch enough animated stuff, but like, I don't notice it that much.
yeah, I mean, there's certain points where it's like I've seen most of the season 3 finale, and the animation in that
Oh
is
yeah,
spectacular.
I can tell when it's really good. I never really tell when it's
Yeah.
like bad. Yeah.
No, it's just, sometimes it's just like some things are like more stagnant. There's
Yeah.
less emotion on faces that there could be, and I understand that, but it's not, it's not unwatchable. It's not like
Right.
it's not terrible, but it's good, and I really enjoy that show.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
as well as
guessing.
Daredevil. Hmm?
I'm guessing you've met Ray Seahorn's character by this point.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I was so excited when I saw her in the credits. I was like, "Yo, Kim!"
Yeah, I heard the voice and I was like, yeah, I recognize that. And it's on Amazon, and they have like the X-ray thing that shows who's talking in the scene and everything. I was like, oh hey, Kim
Yeah,
Wexler.
yeah. I'll try
uh,
not to spoil it too much, but there are a lot of they're getting the Breaking Bad cast back together a little bit with some of the stuff.
yeah, I know somebody else is in the next season as well. I saw
Yeah,
some clips from that episode, but
yeah,
um, Yeah, it's good. I enjoy it a lot. Another superhero show that's going on as well is Daredevil, and that
Yes.
just gets better every episode.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it's like it's super um, good to see that they've been very like faithful to the Netflix series, and that they've done some like the original um, story and script that they had planned. To do. I'm glad that got thrown out because, boy, it sounded like that was going to be awful compared to what it is now. And I'm so
Uh-huh.
glad because the Charlie Cox who plays Daredevil, Vincent D'Onofrio who plays Kingpin, and John Bernthal who plays the Punisher
Yeah.
all spoke out and were like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do this if it's going to be like this," and they
Damn.
took that to heart and
That's good.
they fixed it.
That's good.
Um, yeah, very good. It's just and it's there's a lot of really good social and political commentary. It's very relevant
Mm.
and timely. It's just super good. There hasn't been a lot of Daredevil action just because like it's part of the story, and I'm hoping we get more of that soon. But uh, it's very good. I highly recommend it.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I probably
Um,
should get back into that at some point.
for
But
sure. Yeah, especially Daredevil. Like
yeah.
the only I would also recommend watching the first season of Jessica Jones and the first season of Luke Cage because those are also very good.
Mm.
Um, Iron Fist you can skip, and The Defenders is fun but not necessary. Uh,
Yeah.
but Daredevil, all of it is fantastic. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then the winner of the Best Picture award at the Oscars, Anora, started streaming on Hulu this week. So
Mm.
I said, I'm gonna check that out, see what I was missing, see what the Academy saw in this,
Mm-hmm.
um, and um, Best Picture. I don't know, maybe for a porn addict.
Oh.
It's yeah, it's there's a lot of just sex and sex and sex and sex, and it's the main character. Annie Honora is she's a stripper to begin to
Mm.
begin with. Um,
Sounds about par for the course.
Right. And it's just it escalates from there. It's like um she the whole story is like this Russian kid, this from a rich family, shows up and like um pretty much kind of falls in love with her and pays her for to spend a week with him as like his quote unquote girlfriend, and then it like escalates from there.
Mm.
They get married, and then there's a whole hijinks of like trying to get it annulled and done with because the family doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's good. There's some funny moments. It's it's not a bad looking movie either. But it's just I don't know, the writing. Conan was not joking when he said that they said fuck 400 plus times in that movie because
Oh.
every other word was fuck.
Yeah.
Um, and
This sounds like
it
just
was
Wolf of
good.
Wall Street in 2025. A lot of sex
I
and
mean,
saying the word fuck a lot.
yeah. I mean, a lot of drug use, a lot of fuck, a lot of fucking.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's almost that, but
Yeah.
um, I'd rather watch The Wolf of Wall Street, I think, again.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, and like Mikey Reed, who plays Honora and
Mm,
won
yeah.
Best Actress, she does a good job, but I don't. But just I know a lot of people really like that movie, and a lot of the people that I follow on Letterboxd gave it like 4.5, 5, that kind of rating. I'm like, man, I wish I could see what you do because
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. Worth the watch maybe, but I don't know if it deserves Best Picture at
Hmm.
the Oscars. Um,
Okay.
yeah, um,
Scathing
and then,
reviews.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
And I listened to I re-listened to a couple of records. I re-listened to Mayhem by Lady Gaga and the Clipping record,
Hmm.
um, and those are both grown on me a little bit. The Lady Gaga one a little less than the Clipping one,
Hmm.
but the but there was stuff on Mayhem that I was like I was enjoying a good bit more the second or third whatever time it was around.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, and there's still stuff on that I'm not huge on. Like I'm not huge on that one track that's like seemed very Taylor Swift-ish to me.
Mm.
I think "Don't Call Tonight." I think it might be that one.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I just wasn't big on that one. And "Blade of Grass" is sweet, but kind of a little slow for me. But the clipping record grew on me a good bit. I was enjoying a lot more of that like dancey, clubby kind of stuff
Yeah.
that they were doing on that as well. Um, there's a lot of stuff to enjoy on there. I think I still need another like solid listen through, but I did enjoy it again. Um,
Nice.
and then a new one for me this week. I listened to "Diamond Eyes" by Deftones,
Oh.
which is a band I listened to. "Around the Fur," I think is what that album is called.
Yeah.
Yeah, "Around the Fur." Last year, a couple years ago, um, and I enjoyed that. And this is one of my siblings' favorite bands, so I was like, I'll check out another album, and it was good. This one's probably a lot more tame than the last record that I listened to
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like the screamy, kind of growly, angry stuff, but there's still some of that, and a lot of good instrumentation, some catchy choruses and such. It's a good record. I'd recommend it. It's good.
That's good.
Good rock, heavy metal kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
need to try listening to Deftones again. I hear so
yeah.
much good stuff about them. So far what I've been exposed to, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It just hasn't been like, gripping me in, I guess. But
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're like my favorite thing in the world, but I grew up with more of like a rock centric point of view on music and love
right.
for that kind of stuff. So it um it speaks a little bit more to me than it might to you. But with you enjoying like Rage Against the Machine and stuff,
Hmm.
I could see how you would get into that type of music more as you listen to it and find
Yeah.
stuff you like.
Gotta grow my appreciation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
I also want to say I need to re-listen to that Lady Gaga album too. But
Mhm.
that's all I have to add.
um, but yeah, I mean, otherwise, we just we've gotten a good few scary storm situations in the
Yeah.
last week, and there was one on Saturday or Friday. I forget which day it was.
I
I
don't
think it was
remember.
Saturday.
Might have
I
been
don't know.
Saturday.
One of the
Or
days of
no,
the
I
weekend.
think it was Friday because I feel like I remember wishing you well with the pod
Oh yeah,
after the
yes,
pod. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was Friday, and I wasn't too scared or anything up until I don't know, maybe like 10 or so when our friend was like uh yeah, let's well, me and Max's friend, our friend was like yeah, and she's super into like watching storms and like is big into that stuff, and she's like, yeah, there's a couple that could theoretically touch down in here, and I'm like, oh fuck, god damn it.
Max is into watching the storms. You said.
And no, our
Oh,
friend is into
the
watching the
friend.
storm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and she loves that shit, and I'm like, god fucking damn it, I was not scared until now.
Yeah.
um, and so I played Fortnite for a little bit with with you guy, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go sit in a basement,
Hmm.
and in a basement I sat for a good few hours, and it was all okay. So, and then on
Yeah.
fucking what was it, Thursday? No, it was Wednesday. Uh, we had another round of storms blow through. That was like more chance for tornadoes because the heat and cold have been all over the place last week, and I guess it's spring, so hooray.
Hmm.
But on Wednesday we just there was an elevated risk again of tornadoes and severe thunderstorms and such, and I was at work, so I was like, I'm gonna try not to think about it, just gonna focus on this or whatever. And for most of the day I was like, whatever, it's fine, the weather's not bad. And then all of a sudden at like fucking 3 o'clock. It was like it started getting dark out, and I was like, oh fuck, no.
Mm.
And it reminded me of like being in elementary school or middle school in the
Oh,
middle of the day, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got tornado warnings and like
yeah.
severe thunderstorm watches, and just like looking through the windows in class and be like, I can't do anything, I can't go anywhere. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and in the midst of like all this like scary looking weather, we were busy as shit. People ordering crazy amounts of food while we were going through all that, and I was like, oh my god, what are you fucking people? Maybe like more people are desensitized to it than I am,
Could be.
and don't have as much weather anxiety that I do. But it's just like I can't even. Why would you leave your house? Um,
Yeah.
but it's like the wind picked up like crazy. The clouds were moving super fast, and I was like, I'm gonna try not to look at that, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, our signs were blowing over and shit. Like there was like a panel in the ceiling that like fell down because of the wind, and I was like, oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
Like
That's
it
nerve
was
wracking.
shaking the windows and shit. And I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck I would go in this situation. And like, I could see like lightning and stuff, and then like a couple minutes later, it all blew over and it got sunny like 20 minutes later, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
phew.
That was a close one. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I got a tornado warning from up at home for you guys, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, well that's worse than we got, but um, I assume nothing blew over or anybody got hurt. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's it's basically my week. How was your week, man?
Uh, Week was fine. Pretty good week actually. Mike did things this week, so congrats to Mike for that one. Um, but it was good. Like you said, last Friday we had that bigger storm. But I was just kind of in the basement. And it hit you guys before it hit us, at least like the big part of it. But it was kind of nice. I was about to say it was kind of nice after you left. That sounds kind of bad the way that sounds. But after you left, I was kind of just bonding with the two other people who were in the call who I kind of knew, kind of didn't know. Well, Emily used to live across the street from us a long time ago, but like,
Uh,
um, still like we were just kind of there bonding for like an hour or so, just kind of getting to know each other, and that was kind of nice. And then I also had tornado warnings and had to leave, or tornado watches, or no warnings, and had to leave. But that was something. And everything was fine over here. It sounds like you guys, that one hit you guys a little harder, the one on
mhm.
Friday. But then Saturday, my parents and my grandparents went to go see a concert of my brother's. I think he does like choir stuff. I think that's what he was doing. I decided not to go because I wasn't super interested, and the tickets were like $80 each, and I'm like, you know
Oh,
what? It's okay. I can stay back. So yeah. But because of that, I watched my grandma's dog for a little bit. Went over there,
mhm,
did that, did a little dog walking, dog watching.
mhm.
And she left me some money, which I didn't expect her to do, but I ordered myself some Mariano's sushi on
Uh,
DoorDash because they had a 2-for-1 deal, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take two sushi things for one.
yeah.
It's a very good deal. And so yeah, did that. And then Sunday was St. Patrick's Day, right? Was that Sunday?
That was Monday.
It was Monday. Okay. Well then Sunday, um, or no, wait, no, I did both these things on Monday. Okay, I don't know what happened on Sunday. Monday was Riley's birthday. My
Oh,
cat Riley. It's his golden birthday. Turned 16. Or was it?
damn.
Wait, do we have him as the day before? I don't even fucking remember now. Okay, it was Sunday. That was his birthday. Okay, it definitely was his golden birthday. Um, I guess we have it the day before St. Patrick's Day. And
Mm,
yeah, he's a 16-year-old. Got a bunch of toys. and he sleeps a lot nowadays. So that's that's Riley.
Got
Yeah, good boy. But Monday I did a big setup change over here. If you haven't noticed in the last, I don't know, like 100 episodes, I've been in a basement, and there's been basement noises that you could hear somewhat frequently. I know it's it's crazy.
it.
But my dad finally finished the room that was being built in the background of some of the in-person videos we've done. He finished that room, and they said I could set up in there for however long I'm here for, and yeah, so I set up in the room, and I'm in the room, and my sound should be pretty decent.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I kind of did the same layout that I had at the apartment, so it's very nostalgic in some ways. It was actually kind of weird the other night because I had the lights off in here while playing some games, and like for some reason I did feel like I was in the apartment for a
Oh.
sec there, and I was like, whoa. That like it is kind of an awe, but it's also kind of like a whoa, that's strange. I feel like I haven't had an experience like that before. Just
Right.
yeah, it was interesting. But
Miss that apartment.
Yeah, yeah, I miss those times for sure. But you know, uh, still living. Here we are. But Yeah, I got that all set up in here. That was a big project, and while I was setting that up, I listened to a new album this week or last week that came out. Clipping did not get the most votes on album of the year.
Aw.
In fact, it very handily went to Playboy Cardi's Music. The album cover says "I Am Music," but the album is actually called Music. And Mid, very, very mid. I'll say I
Yeah.
didn't hate it. Like I didn't think it was like terrible. But it was very much like very background
Mid.
music. Like it perfectly fit the background music of me trying to set up a thing and not listen to the actual music that I'm listening to. Um, and then now and then having a song that's like, oh, okay, that one was decent. Uh, but it's also like an hour and 15 minutes long, 30 tracks
Oh,
long. Um, yeah, uh, not great. And I'm not,
yeah, no thanks.
yeah, we kind of talked about it last week, but not super happy with Kendrick deciding to feature on there 3 times.
No,
But
3 times really.
yeah, he does like ad libs on one song, and he does singing of a chorus on another song, and then he does like a whole verse on another song. Yeah, it's
Mm.
I don't know.
Maybe he owed him for something.
Maybe. But Yeah, not a great album. Even the Kendrick tracks weren't like that crazy. Like one of them was one of the highlights on the album, but the other two were like, uh, it just feels like he's doing the Baby Keem thing with someone he
Mm.
has no chemistry with. So,
Yeah, it's got a lot of Travis Scott on there.
yeah, Travis Scott I think is like 4 times on there or something. But Yeah, uh, did not love that one. Not the worst thing I've heard this year. I liked it better than the Drake album and that Lil Baby album, but not saying much. But Yeah. And then before I get into the big thing, do I have something else? Oh yeah, the last thing I just wanted to mention was you mentioned that we had another storm on Wednesday nights.
Mhm.
And That one hit up here a little bit harder, but it didn't hit my area that much. It sounds like John really got a lot of the brunt of that storm, actually.
Mhm.
It didn't really hit here too badly. But I thought it was funny because there were 3 consecutive times I looked out the window, my living room window. One was on Wednesday night before I went downstairs to like my computer and stuff when it was in tornado weather. With some hail on the ground a little bit, but
Mhm.
active, well, not active tornado, but tornado weather, very dark clouds, very windy, whatever, what have you. And then by the time I was going to bed, I looked out that window and there was snow, like just caked on
You
the
just like,
ground everywhere. And I
yeah.
was like, okay. And then by the time I woke up the next day, it was 41 degrees and there was no snow to be found the third time I looked out that window. So, um, That's a
Yeah.
pretty apt description of Illinois weather for all y'all out there who are not
Mhm.
from Midwest area. Um, yeah, that that was crazy. Um, but yeah, something I did this week though, which was kind of the big thing of the week, was I went up to see Maruja live. Got to see them. Went by myself, drove up to Chicago. Uh, did a whole bunch of stuff on my own free will, and it was a great show. Like I really enjoyed it. I have a little like list of things here of uh, I guess the way I'll tell the story, but the drive itself was smooth. There was only one person driving on the shoulder to avoid the traffic, but hey, one person is kind of a good record driving up there
Right. Yeah.
during rush hour on a weekday. Um, but yeah, it was mostly smooth, just with some traffic here and there. I got there about the time I expected. Um, I got myself some food right when I got there. Once again, that kind of free will was nice too. I was like, I don't have to ask others, what kind of food do you want? I can just, I don't have to be a people pleaser. I can just be
Yeah.
myself. And being myself was going to Joey G's Mac and Cheese. It was a mac and cheese
Oh.
shop, which maybe for maybe wasn't the smartest move to do right before a concert. But it didn't affect me. But I feel like other people probably would. Um, I got like this jalapeno mac and cheese. And it was very good. They had like those fresh jalapenos in there, and had like other stuff too, like bacon and uh, other stuff. I don't remember. Um,
Mhm.
but it was also kind of like it was one of those like twisty noodles. It wasn't like normal
Uh,
macaroni and cheese macaroni. Yeah,
mhm.
you know what I mean. Noodle shapes.
Yeah.
And
Cavatappi or something.
something like that. I don't know my noodles. um, but did that, and then it was about the time that the
Oh, I was
what
right.
what
I was right.
what were you right about?
I was right about the noodle shaped name.
Oh, nice. Score. Good job. Good job. Um, but by the time I was done with that, it was about an hour before the doors opened. So I just went over to the venue. It was a very small venue. I mean, it's mostly a bar, I think, but they also do music venues there. It was called the Empty Bottle.
Mm.
Um, and I went to go line up, or I went to go try and retrieve my ticket because you had to like retrieve it at the door is how it worked.
Mm.
Um, but there was a couple guys there just like chatting, and I was like, "Oh, you guys waiting to retrieve your tickets?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I texted you guys. They were both two bearded white guys in their early 20s, and the three of us were the first lined up there. I was like, "Yeah, this is definitely the album of the year Fantano user base in person here."
Yeah.
Um, but it didn't really talk much. I was kind of hoping someone would be a little social, but just kind of sat there on our phones. But it was really cool because I guess the perks of seeing a really small artist. The members of the band were just kind of coming outside just every now and then, just getting some fresh air, and like just being there in front of us. They didn't really talk much. Their drummer walked by one time. He was like, "Oh, it's really nice out, isn't it?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
um, but just like seeing the lead singer just like come outside and take a little walk, it was like, wow, that's crazy. He's just right there. Um,
Yeah.
and then at some point, there was like this British lady who came in line or whatever. She's like, "Oh, is this the line from Maruja?" And we're like, "Yeah." Um, and she got in line, and two guys there asked her like, "Oh, where are you from? So you have the accent." And she's like, "Oh, I'm from Manchester. I've been following them around a lot, or whatever." Um, and yeah, she said described herself as like a super fan or whatever, and like has like hung out with them before and stuff.
Mm.
And then at one point, their drummer came back outside again, and she like called out to him, and he looked at her. He's like, "Fucking hell, what you doing here?" um, over in Chicago. But that was pretty cool, just hearing her describe like she's been following them around. It's so cool to see them, in the states and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, And then we finally got inside, checked my ID, and just asked for my last name, and saw there was a ticket under my last name, and then let me in. I was like, okay, that's an interesting way
All
to
right.
do it, but there you go. Um, Went inside, got some pictures of the venue that I sent to you guys, or a little video of it. Pretty low key space. They're playing a lot of good music while waiting for stuff to happen. There was like some Danny Brown in there. I think I heard
Mm,
JPEG at one point too. Kendrick was, I think when we went in there, TV off was playing.
nice.
Yeah, it's great. And I noticed there was a cat on the bar after a while. Like I saw some people like taking pictures of someone. I was like, oh my god, that's a cat on the bar. So I went to go pet the cat. And I pet her a little bit, but she was really giving me a stank eye, and I was like, "All right,
Ooh.
maybe I'll just leave you alone." I don't know where that cat went once more people went into that venue, but you know, it was a cute cat. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, started getting more packed in there. I think later on, I need to relook at that video I sent you. I think they were able to fit 400 people in there. Is that what it said? Yeah, it was a
Ooh.
400 cap, and it was a sold out show. But they fit 400 people in
Yeah.
there. But I was, really early, so I was just like right up there next to the stage, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a little opening band from Chicago. They're kind of like they felt like a dad rock band in a way.
Mm.
They were very in their 40s, maybe even 50s, but like they were jamming. They had some really great
Oh yeah.
instrumentals, and I wasn't huge on the vocals, but they were really in sync instrumentally, and that was nice grooves and stuff going on. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and then Maruja came on. And man, they were just incredible. Like I was texting you guys afterwards. I think that may be one of the best live performances I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Simply just because it felt like I don't know, every single uh group member gave like 110%, like the whole set. Like the whole set was just like them giving so much energy and giving so much hype to this crowd. And like I don't remember if I sent no, I sent this in the Discord, but like I said this the message like it's amazing how much energy four Brits brought to Chicago on a random Tuesday night outside of their home country. Um,
Yeah.
like there was so much crowd energy, so much atmosphere. Like they sounded the exact same as they do in the studio, if not even better. Like I grew
Mm.
so much appreciation for their lead vocalist throughout the whole thing. Like he would be like screaming his head off to the point where like his whole body was turning red and veins were popping from him,
Oh,
and like he was like getting in people's faces like right in the front row, like just screaming into the mic. Like it was so sick. And the saxophonist was doing the same thing, just like dipping his horn down like right into the front of the crowd. um it was just captivating. I really liked it.
yeah.
Um, there was a lot of mosh pits, and that was a first for me. Um, I was like center, like in the center, like looking at the mic at one point, and then I think it was on the second song, which I don't remember what it was, but a mosh pit broke out, and I was not expecting that, and I started just getting thrown around, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm enjoying this, so I kind of was more on the outskirt of the mosh pit for the rest of the set, but still like really up close. But like, but as far as the mosh pit went to the side, that's where I was. Um, but it really matched though. Still, like there was so much energy and like atmosphere in that place, and the mosh pits like felt deserved, I guess, in a weird way.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. They did a lot of crowd surfing too. Lead singer did it, I think, twice, and the saxophonist did it once, but he was playing tambourine at that point, not a saxophone. um, uh, and yeah, they did this really cool pit opening thing before Thunder. Like the saxophonist like opened the pit, and then he like stood in the middle there, playing the opening notes, and like the tension just rising and rising and rising, and then he dove on stage last second before mosh pit started. Uh, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
That sounds
And
cool as hell.
yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of like
No,
talking
no, no.
already.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay, okay. um, and then they have a song called Kakistocracy off their first. album, and I never, maybe I looked it up at one point, but I forgot what it meant. But like right before they played the song, he was the lead singer was like, this next song is called Kakistocracy. If you don't know what that means, it's basically a type of government where the person who is least charge or who is least fit to be in charge is the one in charge. And he was like, "We know about that back home, and we know you guys know a lot about that here as well." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Hell yeah!" It was a great one, and that got a lot of cheers because Chicago.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, that track was great. And then afterwards, I think before their final song, they he was talking a little bit more, saying like, and one of the quotes I wrote down that I liked a lot. He said, "Our tone may be aggressive, but our message is one of peace and love," um, and
Mm.
it. And it was really powerful. It didn't feel like a Ringo Starr moment or anything. It felt really deserved because like I don't know, the band like really, I know I've been talking about like the intense moments, but part of the thing
Mhm.
I love about that band so much is that they have these really strong punky energy, but it's mixed like perfectly with like these beautiful like soundscapes and ambient moments with like the saxophone and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a really really nice contrast that they do. So like that is the message of peace and love, is that those moments in there. And there was like he did like a like everyone put your fists in the air for love in the world or something like that, and there was like
Mhm.
a moment of silence that everyone was just in there with their fists up, 400 people in this small bar. And I don't know, it's that contrast that doesn't make it corny. Like in the moment it didn't
Mm.
feel corny as the hell putting your fist up for love, right? It was like,
Right.
I don't know, it was really really cool. um and Yeah, I think that's the last thing I have written down about the music itself, but it was just really great. And I was telling you over text, like next time they're here, we definitely should go because
Yeah,
I definitely
definitely.
want to see them again. Um, it was very
Yeah,
cool.
I would definitely go based off those videos and the experience that you seem to have had. I would love to experience that.
Yeah,
Um, and it makes me very excited to see what a band in a similar vein like Black Country New Road is going to do
yeah,
in May, because I've seen bands like 21 Pilots and mostly rock shows. It's just like,
right.
guitars and drums. But I've never seen like a band pull out a saxophone or have violins
Yeah,
and shit. And I'm very excited to see what that experience is like with Black Country New Road. And
yeah.
but something like Maruja, is it Maruja or Maruja? Because you.
So yeah. So someone asked because I ended up buying their first EP while I was there on vinyl.
Mm,
Someone asked the guy who was running it. They're like, "Okay, can you settle this age-old debate? Is it Maruja or Maruja?" And he was like, "I think the band is Maruja, but they will not get offended if you call them Maruja." And I was like, and like the super fan or whatever that was in line was also calling them Maruja the whole time too. So I'm like,
uh,
okay, maybe it is just Maruja and Fantano got it wrong. I don't fucking know.
uh,
But anyways, yeah, you were saying.
yeah, I would be interested in seeing a band like them. They seem like they have a lot of
Yeah.
talent and a lot of just great stage presence, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
what makes a good concert. So, um, yeah, I've been putting off listening to their EPs and things. Like I've really enjoyed Thunder and a couple of the other songs that you've had
Hmm.
as Song of the Week, and yeah, I need to dive more into them, and I'd be very interested in hearing what their full album is like, either into this year, next year, whenever it drops.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they
yeah,
they played a couple, um I'm guessing songs that will be from that album. They played a couple
mhm,
at the show and they sounded great. I mean, like it, maybe it's just because we're fresh off the heels of doing that artist analysis, but I was really getting some Rage Against the Machine type like
mhm,
feels like in the same level of quality from there too. Um
yeah,
and yeah, I'm really looking forward to one of those songs in particular was like just absolutely insane. Um
right,
yeah, they're great. I really love them. But
yeah,
yeah. Oh, and I guess just one other thing is I never noticed how much their bass player does in terms of like the atmosphere too. Because
uh,
like their tracks, I mean, you've heard a couple of them. You know how they can get super atmospheric.
mhm,
Somehow they were able to pull that off with just four members. And
That's
like,
not.
yeah, a lot of it is the bass player, just like he's like playing chords and like doing a bunch of like effects on it, to like get those atmospheric stuff that very drony and very, whatever on there. um and I don't know. I grew a lot of respect for him too. I was, and he was also giving 110%. He looked like he was like having an orgasm the entire show. And it was great. um,
Maybe he was.
maybe he was. Maybe he was. But yeah, that was my experience at that concert. I really enjoyed that, and I just wanted to talk about that, cement those memories in some way. So
Mm,
thanks for allowing me
glad to
to,
hear it.
yeah, thanks for allowing me to yap and just talk.
Of course.
Um, but yeah. Um, there's some music news that happened this week too. We are at
Hmm.
45 minutes,
Hmm.
just so you know.
Wow.
It's, we kind of both did that, but it's fine,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
um, in some music news, Lucy Dacus and Julian Baker are now dating. Um, and
Now.
I know I saw a funny post somewhere saying like, if only there were signs. Um, um,
I mean, I think the general consensus is that they had been, and then they just made it official.
oh really? I guess I didn't know the lore on
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I remember seeing that earlier this week, and the picture they used was from like a Boy Genius photo shoot, and it was like it was a blurred out. It was blurred into like a heart around Lucy and Julian,
Mm.
and Phoebe's in the picture, but her face is completely blurred out of it. And she reposted that on her Instagram story. But
Phoebe did.
yeah,
That's funny.
um, but that's super sweet.
Yeah.
Um, the short one and Lucy got
Mm.
together.
The short one and the tall one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good for them. Even if it's been like that for a while, good for them still. Um, oh, I forgot to mention this in my week, but I guess this is music news. But my neighbors are finally becoming based in music a little bit.
Oh.
For Daniel, you kind of heard him saying this last night. Daniel
Mhm.
decided he's going to listen to our entire Song of the Week playlist, for the BrokeN Boys,
Mm.
which shout out early on. Check that out in the description. We've been doing Song of the Week for every week,
Every episode.
every episode since episode one, and I just told him, I was like, only a few weeks ago we just passed 4 years.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna listen to it, see what's in there. I'm like, okay, go for it.
Fun.
Have fun. And so he's doing that, so best of luck to him. I was actually looking at that playlist again, and early on, there was a week, we're back to back weeks because that's how it kind of goes in order. It's kind of like to me, to you, right?
Hmm.
Um, one week I did Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo because I think it had
Hmm.
just come out, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Um, but so the playlist goes Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo straight into a Death Grip song, giving bad people good ideas.
Uh, that's so good.
That's awesome. So that transition probably woke him up a little bit. Um, but also, my neighbor Natalie, she's becoming bass too. A couple days ago, she was like, "You know what? I never thought I'd say it, but I'm really liking Kendrick Lamar." I'm like, "Yo, that's awesome." She was like, "Yeah, I really like Peekaboo, and also the last diss song against Drake." And I was like, "Oh, not like us." And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I like those quite a bit." I'm like, okay, cool.
All right.
Seems like she likes the bangers. I told her, if you're liking those two, you should probably check out GNX, just because there's a lot of that vibe there of those bangers.
Yeah.
Um, but
Now sit down and listen to TPAP.
yeah, go straight into or no,
Yeah.
you. I meant you. Um, but
Uh,
yeah, so good for them.
yeah.
Music news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
We got a couple new songs last night that I have written down. One of
Mhm.
them being a new song from John Bellion, uh,
Woo!
called "Wash." Did you listen to this?
I sure did.
What'd you think of it?
I really, really, really like it. I think it's super good. I haven't listened to Kid Again since it probably dropped, and they took it off of Spotify until last night.
Oh, seriously?
Um, yeah, so they added it back on, but I think they took the original one off, and you're gonna have to, if you want to, you can add it back into the Broken
Yeah.
Boys
I guess I'll have
song
to.
of the week
I
playlist.
didn't even
But
notice that.
I didn't either until I saw somebody to post about it yesterday, or John even. But yeah, Wash is like super super good. I really enjoy the feel of it. He was talking about in the lead up to it coming out this week. He was talking about how much he's wanted to make music like this for his entire career,
Yeah.
and that this is the first single off of the next album. Um,
Oh,
and
sick.
I think it, yeah, I think it sounds really good.
So that
Um,
means Kid Again isn't part of the next album, I
I
guess?
don't, I don't know, to be honest, but he said this like it was the first single for some reason.
Hmm. Okay.
But
I'm
yeah,
honestly
I think it
okay
sounds
with it.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And the music video is also fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that earlier, and it was like, it said no green screens were used in the making of this video. I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
he
they went to Iceland or something, and it was
it looked
fucking
yeah, like
gorgeous.
Iceland or something. Yeah. Had those quadeca visuals for sure. Um
Mm.
for yeah. But yeah, no, I really like this track too. I did a little album of the year review on it, and I said something like this kind of feels like the first true John Bellion single since like 2018.
Mm.
Like even Kid Again, I know that was a single, but it kind of felt like a I'm back bitches type thing.
Right.
And then this is like the true John Bellion song, and it's great. I thought it was really catchy. I love his vocals on it. I like the groove of the production as well, and then those like strings that come in there, like that the whole
Mm.
orchestral stuff. Wow, chef's kiss. It's so good. I like
It's
the
a
little
lot different from stuff that he's made before.
yeah
So.
yeah no it is, but like it feels like a natural progression. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As well. Like I totally get what he means when he says like this is the type of music I've been wanting to make my whole career. Um,
Mm.
and like I really like the plucky guitar that comes into the really like kind
Oh
of
yeah.
high pitched one. It's just got a lot of great textures to it, and it's really varied and dynamic. And I love that. I think it's a really really strong song. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to hearing more from Mr. Bellion soon.
absolutely, absolutely. And then also we got a little new collaborative track from Half Alive with a band called The Walters, which I think did Vince have that as song of the week, or is that just a song he's shown me in his free time?
I'm not sure.
Hold on, I need to check now. They have a huge song called "Love You So." I don't remember if he did that. Okay, he did not do that as song of the week. But
Okay.
yeah, I heard of them a long time ago. And but they did a little collab track with Half Alive on a song called "R.I.P." Um,
Mm.
did you listen to this at all by chance?
No, I think I saw that they released it, but I didn't get around to listening to it.
Yeah, it's cool. It kind of feels a little bit like their last album. Has that
Mm.
same energy to it, little chill, relaxed. Nothing groundbreaking, but also I think it's a better one of their like one-off singles that they've done. Um, yeah, it's a cool one to check out. You may enjoy it.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, I'll check it.
yeah. And then I have a couple things here as well. We have a new Quadeca single coming on Tuesday
Ooh.
called Godstained, and he did a little clip of it. It sounds really good just from the little clip, and so that means Vanisher is on its way.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
hell yeah! So looking forward to that. And then we also get the final Black Country New Road single coming on Wednesday called "For the Cold Country." And I've been hearing a lot about this song from the people who like, listening to their live stuff before it's
Mm.
actually released, which, there's different opinions on that. I personally don't like to do that just because I don't know. I like albums. I like getting surprised by stuff. Um,
Mm.
but
Really?
yeah, yeah, believe it or not.
No, you don't.
But I've heard a
You
lot
love
of
listening to the leaks. You're a
oh,
leak listener.
well, okay, sometimes I can't help myself, but with Black Country New Road, I can help myself. I don't know. Um, I think it's more so 21 Pilots. I can't help myself. I think that's really the diagnosis here.
It's
Um,
just the favoritism that you can't.
yeah, yeah. But for the Cold Country, been hearing a lot about, and yeah, excited to hear that as well. And their album is kind of right around the corner at this point too.
Yeah,
It's at the beginning of
two
April.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Damn. So looking forward to that as well. That's all I
Mhm.
got for news and music news. Do you got some more?
Yeah, I saw yesterday that Brittany Broski of TikTok
Mm-hmm.
fame, who, the kombucha meme, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that one, she, she I think is getting into the music game.
Oh,
Uh, she released a cover of "Adore You" by Harry Styles, but it was in a different style where it was like more like dramatic, more less poppy, more like ballad esque. Um,
okay.
and her voice is pretty good. I'd be interested to hear what original music uh, sounds like from her, if that's the route she's going, or if she's just doing covers and stuff. But it was interesting. Interesting route for her. Wasn't expecting anything music wise.
Yeah,
Um, that's
may
cool.
check that out.
And then the Lollapalooza lineup
Oh
was
yes.
released this week as well, with some interesting headliners such as Korn
Mm-hmm.
and Luke Bryan, and but then you got like Tyler the Creator, who missed last year, and Doechii, which
Yeah.
is super cool. Um,
I can't
but
believe you called
you know,
Tyler's album a miss from last year.
yeah, he missed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he missed.
shit was mid as hell. Um, um, but it's a cool lineup. There's some smaller bands also showing up there that would be cool to see, like Joe and Half Alive, and
Mhm.
um, I'm forgetting some of them, but there's a good amount of like smaller bands. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Glad they're doing Lala.
I saw some like
Um,
music nerd bands in there too, like Jane Remover. I hear a lot
mm,
about. Yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of
yeah,
like interesting names in there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Lollapalooza is always something that I'm like interested in, but I think actually going to a festival like that would kill me. I think.
Yeah. I don't think I would be a fan. I think I've mentioned that on here before, but it's just not
No.
my vibe.
um, but yeah, it's just like you see pictures of it, and it's like, oh my goodness,
It's
no,
a
thank
lot
you.
of people.
Yeah, it's like you see stuff like last year with Chapel when she like was really blowing up, and everyone doing the hot to go dance, and it was like the biggest daytime crowd that was drawn. Like the record was broken by her
Yeah.
last year, and it's like that's super cool. But I think I would be way too claustrophobic to do anything like that.
Yeah.
And also just hot, sweaty
Mm.
bodies being slammed against each other does not sound super fun to me in that context. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm good. Maybe
Agreed.
one day.
Maybe.
Um,
I think the
but
older we get, the more we're not going to want
yeah,
to do
the,
that.
the time is ticking down for festival age.
Yeah.
But
We've got a
but
solid 6 years, maybe.
maybe yeah. But yeah, but that's music news I got.
Yeah.
Um, and some world news. Elon Musk could be going bankrupt soon, ish.
Uh,
Um,
kind of doubt it, but I'm interested to hear what you mean.
I don't have a lot of hope in it, but his Tesla stock, is plummeting like crazy, and that's what his all of his like billionaires don't. From a video I saw, billionaires don't actually have billions of dollars. All that
Right.
comes from their stock and their stock interest, and like they are able to make promises to pay money back. Like in time when it comes to their stock and how successful their stocks are. That's how he bought Twitter for $40 billion and a bunch of other shit. And you know if he can't, if his Tesla stock keeps plummeting and he doesn't get the money for that, then he's not going to have the money to pay for the people of Twitter who sold him the website
Yeah.
and all the other shit. So, and also he's been the um, the Republicans have been trying to just use him to buy seats in like senates and Supreme Courts across the country.
What?
Um, what? And if he doesn't have the money to do that, um, then I don't know if they'll really have a use for him, and they might just
They might
throw
just
him
kill him.
out. They might just kill him.
We don't have use for you anymore.
I don't want to play with you anymore, and
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so that'd be cool to see. And then also France was making headlines this week with talking figuratively mostly about wanting to take the Statue of Liberty back from us.
Oh.
Because our country does not stand for the same liberty and freedom that the statue once represented.
No.
And then of course the press secretary, I forget what her name is. She's an idiot though. She made an off comment at a press conference about the fact that like, oh, France wouldn't even fucking exist without America nowadays, or like it wouldn't exist in the same way that it does now without America. And France is like, yeah, true, and we are very thankful for everything that America has done for us, but that America that helped us revolutionize after the American Revolution and helped us in terms of World War II and all this other stuff, like that's not the America that is today.
Yeah.
And we want to see that America come back, and we have faith that it will soon.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad to hear that. I was gonna say, I mean, I get why they're saying that. But if that were an actual consideration, at least give us till the next election.
right,
If we make it that far.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was mostly figurative, but just like the message stands.
The message is powerful.
And
Yeah. Like actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, and I was just like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
France doesn't have a good rep when it comes to wars and things and being stinky, but
See. Oh,
you know,
yeah. I was just gonna. Yeah. The French people missed when they gave us the Statue of Liberty, and we made them sign a thing saying no takesy backsies. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
See, that was the fine print there,
Mm-hmm.
and
The fine print.
they signed their John Hancock on that, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
over.
Mm-hmm.
So can't take that back now, can you?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have other real. I mean, Trump did sign an executive order last
What?
night to start dismantling the Department of Education,
Oh my god.
um, which has been a promise of his. Well, it was in Project 2025, which he has nothing to do with and never had anything to do with.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he signed the executive order, which really doesn't mean shit, and will be blocked and can be blocked by judges and courts.
By DEI judges. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Fucking, get them out of here. Am I right?
Yeah.
Um, but he signed. He set up a little. Well, he didn't. He had people set up a little fake classroom with a bunch of children at desks as he with little fake executive orders of their own to hold up once he held his up as well,
Wow.
which was super sweet and cute. And I'm sure that's the most amount of time he spent around a child that wasn't being assaulted by him.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's definitely
uh,
an argument to be made there about mental abuse because the child does not understand what they are doing when they do that.
that is true.
But you know.
But mental illness is a scam and not
Well,
real. So.
that's also true. I should watch my wokeness. Yeah.
um, but yeah, yeah. But that's about all the news I have. Just hoping for that bankruptcy.
Yeah.
and maybe I'll move to France, but we'll see.
We'll see. Stay tuned. Um, Broken French boys. Um,
Yes. Bonjour, boys.
BoNjour boys. Oh my god, that might have to be the episode title. That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
um, well, we are pretty well into this episode, over an hour. Well, an hour and four. It's not like we're crazy over. So we can hop into song of the week unless you got anything else you want to mention or anything.
No, I think we're good to move on.
All right. Well, you were up first this week. So, well, what are you
Oh,
feeling?
well, I like that Deftones record a good bit, and one of the songs that I liked a lot doesn't have. I think it has the least amount of streams on the record, and I was kind of surprised by that.
Mm,
So I'm gonna give that some love, and I'm gonna go with Prince by Deftones.
all right.
All right, that was Prince by Deftones. What do you think, Mike?
Well, that was pretty good. I'll be honest. I still am not totally engaged in this sound. Like, oh, I need to go listen to more. But I did like elements about it. I liked the overall vibe, and like the breakdown sections sounded really cool
Mhm.
too. Like everyone, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," that whole section.
Mhm.
That part was sick as hell. And vocals were cool, atmosphere was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about that song that I really enjoyed. I think one of my favorite parts is when it's like he's kind of got that distortion a little bit, and then it goes away, and he goes, and
Mm.
with the lyric. But yeah, I like the instrumentation on it. Very nice hardcore, nice hard rock, a little bit of screaminess in there. You know, just good rock all around.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
what you going for, Mike?
Well, maybe one of us will highlight it when the record comes out with the John Bellion track "Wash." But I feel like it'd be a disservice to the title of Song of the Week if I didn't choose something that was a big part of my week, which was the
Mm,
Maruja concert. And I thought the message was really powerful that he gave about this song that I talked about. And I think it's always been one of my favorites off the first EP, and I think I'll go with Kakistocracy by Maruja. All right, that was Kakistocracy by Maruja. What'd you think of that, Colin?
banger.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it be my fondness for it due to playing the saxophone for 7 years of my life, or just loving the sound of it in general. I whenever a saxophone shows up in music, I love it. It's
Yeah.
just always such a treat in music, and especially when it's in a genre like this, where it's like it's rock, it's heavier, and then you get all of a sudden there's just this fucking sweet ass saxophone that
Yeah.
pops in.
It's like
Um,
the way I always see it is it's kind of like the bright spot within like the really dark textures of everything
mm,
else. At least the way they do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, it's just great, and not many lyrics, but all of them hit,
Mm.
and from what you said that they were getting across at the live show, yeah, it's true,
Hmm.
and hopefully we won't have that much longer or again after this, but we'll see. But until then, we'll keep talking and keep commentating with the music that we create and listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean these words were written for Boris Johnson, but they they carry over, they carry across seas to nowadays. But yeah, no, I've always really liked that song. I mean, it does have like a long ambient outro, which is great
Mm.
for a closing track on an EP. But like even after seeing that live, I have such a new appreciation for that because the way they did that is like the drummer and the lead singer just left the stage, and it was just the bassist and the saxophonist, doing atmosphere and playing chords on the bass and whatever at that whole end section, and just like improvising off each other. It was sick as hell. But
That sounds cool.
yeah, even when like there was like the lyrics and stuff at the beginning section, like I mean, he just gives such a great performance even in the studio version here, just like screaming those last few ones. Um, and yeah, the whole track, I mean, like you said, the saxophone, the whole thing is basically a build up to the saxophone coming in, at least that first
Uh-huh.
part. And like it's just so satisfying when it does, and then just it drops into the whole big section. It's just a beautifully crafted track that like I don't know. I really, I mean, I already really liked it, but I grew even more appreciation for after the show. So
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
yeah, so yeah, cool. Well,
Cool.
unless you got anything else to add on, again, then I think we're good to do a little bit of rapping.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're listening on streaming services, thank you very much. We love you to death, audio listeners. In that order. Be sure to give us like 5 stars or whatever on whatever thing you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, or is it Apple Music that they listen to podcasts, or is it just
It's
Apple?
Apple Podcasts.
Okay, my bad. On Apple Podcasts. um, but yeah, if you want to see some more stuff from us, though, such as our beautiful visuals, you can come on over to YouTube. We're under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N Bois. Here you can see our beautiful pictures of Schlatt still staring at you. I still need to change that, and Nardwar jumping around.
Bouncing around.
Yeah, say something silly so Nardwar can bounce around for the viewers.
Bazinga.
That perfect. And I still need to get better about when you have the GIF profile pictures like staying in the Discord window because usually that's when he jumps around when he does that. But you can see that. But you can also see a bunch of stuff in the description on the YouTube channel, such as links to the Song of the Week playlist that we just did, that little segment. The little thing that Daniel's doing of listening to all the songs, all of you should do
Yeah,
that. I think
agreed.
we're just about to hit 30 hours if we did not this week. Hold on, let me check.
Let's see here.
Okay, 29 hours and 49 minutes. So probably
Ooh, getting
next week
close.
or the week after, we'll have a 30 hours of music in there for just you, dear listener. But in there,
Next week is finally my time to shine with Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
yeah, and I'm gonna choose Piano Burning by Clipping. Um, but yeah, audio listeners, you can go check out that playlist there. But we also have two other playlists. We got one just for me and one just for Colin. But the combined playlist is the long one. And in those playlists, you can find Kakistocracy by Maruja, or the Prince, not the Prince, but just Prince by Deftones. You can find those in those playlists below. But also down there, we got some personal stuff as well. For me, I am making music. I didn't really get as much done this week just because it was a little bit of a busier week, but still making music and still getting shit done. And hopefully have something coming to you soon. Yeah, that's under the name Plaintive. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, but those are the ones linked down below, I believe. Um, and go catch up on your Plaintive lore. Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
yes, 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 yes. And I also have an album of the year page where I rate and review music, as well as my Instagram page and my TikTok and my YouTube page where I play the piano, and also post music stuff. And I think that's about all I got listed down there. And oh, dear viewer, you, well, no, I mean I, in relation to you, uh, I don't know. We've been playing a lot of Repo.
Yeah,
um, I'm
true.
dear viewer, you were the little repo guys, like the main guys, and I am um I'm the floating head that's just floating around with glowing eyes. Shout out 21 Pilots. And
Nice.
yeah, that's me. I make little like noises with my teeth. That may have gone through on the recording. I don't know. But uh, yeah, that's me. And Colin over here, he runs our socials. He runs our Twitter page where he updates when videos are posted, as well as all other updates that need to be updated. And he runs our funny little Instagram pages where he posts clips of us, as well as the TikTok page where he posts clips of us. I said that in a weird order, but they both have funny clips of us that you should go check out and you should go support and follow and like and give Colin some love. I mean, it's both
Oh,
of us, but Colin needs love.
I do. I do.
And he also has some personal stuff too. He has an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music, as well as a letterbox where he rates and reviews movies. I'm guessing there might be a controversial review of Honora up on there.
Yep, short and sweet to the point.
Oh,
But it's up there. You can go check it out.
gonna have to go see that and make it controversial so Colin gets clicks.
Please.
Yeah. And Colin, what is your relation to our dear viewer?
Well, while you, the big head, are terrorizing our dear viewer, I'm gonna come up from behind. I'm gonna come up behind you, big head, Mike, and with my baseball bat that slams people across the world. And I'm going to hit you so hard that you smack your big old head against the wall,
Wow.
and I'm gonna go each backslash, and we're going to, and your little soul orb is gonna pop out, and me and the viewer are gonna go phew, and through this I'm gonna grab the orb, but before we get back to the cart and we go on our repoing duties, we're gonna hug in the solace that we survived that, and with the orb next to our dear viewers' head behind them, I'm going to think solemnly about the fact that this used to be my good friend Mike, and as I'm hugging our other repo friend, our repo dear viewer, dear listener, I'm going to sneak a kiss in to the orb and hope that it doesn't kill me. And go, smooch, and and then we're just gonna. That embrace is called the love cage, by the way. Mike behind, me in front, dear viewer in the middle. This one was a little
I was more like
little more in spirit.
it was like a concept in this one, but yeah.
Yeah. If you had been yourself that round this time around, it would have been a traditional love cage, but this is a new one for us. So
Colin did want to
if
kiss
you would,
the big disembodied head, so
no, I didn't know. I hate that clicky teeth noise. So
yeah.
but if you want your very own love cage, dear viewer, all you must do is drop your address in the comments below, and we will find you. You won't know when, you won't know where, but you will get your very own love cage. So drop that addy. We'll find
Absolutely.
you.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And next week we got new Lucy Dacus coming out. So
The album?
yep.
Oh
And
shit.
check that out.
New Loose Dacus, new Quadeca single, and Black Country New Road single.
Yeah.
Song of
A
the
lot of
week's
good
gonna be a
stuff.
bloodbath.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
a lot of good stuff to listen to, talk about. So tune back in next week. But for now, au revoir.
Au revoir. Bonjour, boys.
Buongiorno.